Ready to roll? The day is calling. There's a serenity about this spot. It's a place for rest and recovery, when day can become night, and the other way around. Thinks the Jagni tribe has the most dedicated members. Says you should take it easy. Says the shop holds something for everyone, especially you. Says the place is in high demand, so no wonder you're eager to get down to business. Found a good home for your junk. A good deal all around. A done deal. The vendor says there's usually a line, but worth looking at. got what you wanted. Get under that sky while you still can. Let's see. How many days like this do you think the world has left? If you get your eyes hard enough to reality, your mind opens to let memories in. That's one way to remember what's forgotten. When an unwanted memory intrudes on the mind, it is a natural reaction to want to block it out, or just change it. However, there's no doubt that what you remember makes your future different. Good thing you recalled how to activate the automaton's health injector. That will be useful. You're fresh out of key energy. Get up. You'll hurt bad. Bullets everywhere. Nothing like light to brighten your day. This region is known as the KNUPSTONIES. You can't find a harder place in the world. Wow. Running low. Carving it out. Lots of long shadows to hide in. Soon, nothing but shadows, right? Ah, the GNOAT pen. Noko never leaves this place. She's always put the living things first. Let's see.
Turi kumbala mua. Kialdo male kanoto.
Nooks isn't an easy language, but at least it's manageable. She says she is so happy to see you again.
Pala, taifanana numa.
She wonders if you remember her. She's Noko. She let you ride her Majut when you were a kid.
Pala.
Noko remembers you used to chase around with so much energy and is glad to see you haven't lost any of that spark.
Berry?
But that's all long gone now, though. Memories show us where we've been, not where we're going.
Tropalo. Polakudo.
Is sure they'll come back on their own once you stop forcing them. Hopefully not to haunt you, though. You've suffered enough already.
Pial tu ma kanamunta.
Noko remembers those days too, but she never lets herself wallow in them, no matter how tempting that can be.
Asana yotpa. Anoraka papum.
She sees you're back to buck with Lupa Lupin. Can't see how there's any way to avoid that now. Not for long, at least.
Tukonda. Kanyala no toro.
She says the horrors of your younger days were enough to ruin anyone, but not you. You've got all that cheer about you still.
Monibasa amun. Dere anoraka papum.
Noko says history is like the trail you've been on. You can walk back down it any time you like until it's worn smooth. But you get to blaze your own trail from here.
Kanamunt asadurutu.
She wants Lupa Lupin to pay too, even though she strongly believes forgiveness is the strongest revenge. Take that light!
Really, you ought to use your head instead of your gut. See? The darkness lets you get away with anything.
Just remember, you can always find light in the dark.
Dark? When you already know you're right.
Monibasa, Bendrines enema.
Asks how many paths you've wandered in the world, and if you ever wonder about what might have changed if you'd taken different ones.
Narolote. Sadurutu.
The choices can be overwhelming, but you have to choose, or you just stay where you are. And what kind of choice is that?
Andro? Inadabsunka?
So happy the world is going to live, would have been crushed to see all the GNOATs die with it.
Narolote. It's intended.
Likes that you stood up for the world and spurred your way toward helping it out. Glad you saw the light with the myriad. They always bring a sparkliness to any day, and sometimes the nights do.
Andro? Sana yote.
They're just so shiny, makes her smile to think about them. But let's not speak of that now. She has an idea where the MJUT might have gone, as there's no other place it likes as much as its own corner of the open wild. She's even named it the MJUTMEADOW. The MJUT will recognize the scent you've attracted while being here, so it'll probably trust you enough to follow you. You should lead the MJUT back here when you find it. It's going to take time to get it calm enough to be able to ride out to the World Eater. It's the most magnificent creature she's ever encountered. A creature straight out of a dream or story. It's just one peak after another. You found the MJUTMEADOW. Watch out for the MJUT. Slash them down. Make sure you don't walk off a cliff while you're night blind. Wood scrap. The one kind of scrap you could actually still find growing. Now that the Majut is back in the pen, it seems calm, but Noko is still concerned. She says the Majut is still anxious, but fortunately she knows just the thing it needs to calm down. The Majut once found and ate a bonbon gummy by mistake, and that the chewing really calmed it down. She says that you should find some bonbon gummies for the Majut by the KROSSWAY. At least, that's where she found some last time. She figures the choosies from the old world are made from gummy trees, but wouldn't be surprised if they were actually made from some chemical concoction, though. How majestical! You can take it. Seems like a sturdy rope. You won't need a bath today. Locked solid. That's cranks like these usually need to be wound to operate the dispenser. Just a few moves left. Make them count. What you see is what you get. Once it's out of the blind box, that is. You should flick the switches in order to greenlight the current and activate the electrons in the panel. Good. The loop is electrified enough to spark. This is no time for sleep. Middle-lifed. Sharp. starting to add up. Took care of it. Hard to find weapons made this good. The night is ending soon. Look at those notices on the board. Too bad the GNOATs couldn't read them. If you wander around, once the power ran out, it made sense to ride GNOATs. And that tradition continued through the years. Powered types of transportation polluted the world, but didn't poop in the street. Obviously, they didn't have their priorities right in those days. Watch your step here, and you might find tracks of another traveler.
Minalagi mamuru.
With its attention diverted to the chewy bonbon gummy, the Majut calms down. But Noko is still concerned. She's relieved the Majut has calmed down, but you'll need a heavier sit-tight to ride it than the one she's got. The only sit-tight she can think of that would be heavy enough is one she's spotted mounted on an old-world mecha-Majut. If she remembers correctly, she spotted it at the SMILO SHOPPERIA while scavenging for treats for the GNOATs. That's not so far away. Seems the old world had plenty to offer, and all in one place for those obsessed with material things. Almost too much, if you ask her. New day, new start. so bright out now. The SMILO SHOPPERIA. Guess shopping here put a smile on your face. Wow! Wish they'd have listened to reason. Boxes like this are few and far between. However, that's no great loss. Talking pictures from the aforetimes lacked a message. As the iBox broadcasts, it's hit or miss, but that's more than stuck. Worrying to have tons of rock and soil above you. You need to line up the switches so they match. Just a few moves left. Make them count. Bristles like the hair of one electrified. You need to line up the switches so they match. Bristles like the hair of one electrified. You need to line up the switches so they match. Bristles like the hair of one electrified. You need to line up the switches so they match. Bristles like the hair of one electrified. You need to line up the switches so they match. Bristles like the hair of one electrified. You need to line up the switches so they match. Bristles like the hair of one electrified. You need to line up the switches so they match. Good. That's enough electric current to initiate the actuators and activate the framework. Yuck! Fire hazard. Sickening. A fall in the mountains could be fatal. Now hold on. Sit tight. Isn't that the MJUTMEADOW over there? You need to loosen the bolts without rattling the MJUTMEADOW. Just a few moves left. Make them count. That's it. The sit-tight is loose. Time to stop horsing around and get the sit-tight back to Nocco. Yuck! That there's a SLUDGEGUSH field where the company used to suck sludge from the underground. Now it's all over. Hey, a mount has no gears to grind. Never have too much scrap, plastic or otherwise. That's a MOTOTUNNEL. Imagine when automotos blazed through here. You'll have to be extra sneaky. You finally found the village of BUMLIDOF. Now that the Majut's got a mouthful of bonbon gummy and the brand new sit-tight is in place, the Majut is ready to ride.
Andro, tu konda.
Noko's been training another fantabulous little critter that'll hopefully become a distraction for the hoof puff when you confront it.
Puri kumbala mua, pala, tu konda.
She's called them glitter moths, and the best way to find them is to go talk to Mito. She's asked him to keep them somewhere safe.
Kanyala no toro.
You'll find Mito at Brightlight. He's a light-headed fellow, but hopefully he'll remember where he stored the moths. He's been able to literally shed some light in the darkness for her over the years, but also because of his cheerful manner. Noko is always willing to help. You need to visit Mito and retrieve the glitter moths from the safe place. Wants you to understand the fate of the Tree of Life is our fate. Wouldn't be surprised if you met again. Noko is always willing to help. Understands you have other places you need to go.